Let's face it, folks, the internet is awash in more misinformation than a bathtub at a Lush convention. Every day, we're bombarded with a deluge of information, and not all of it is trustworthy. From wild conspiracy theories to straight-up fabricated news, it's enough to make you want to throw your phone in a blender and hit frap. The sheer volume of falsehoods can be overwhelming, making it hard to discern fact from fiction. But before we do that, let's define our terms. Understanding the difference between misinformation and disinformation is crucial in this digital age. Misinformation is false or inaccurate information that's spread, regardless of intent. It's like a game of telephone gone wrong, where the message gets distorted as it passes along. Think of it like your well-meaning but clueless aunt sharing a fake cure for the common cold on Facebook. She means well, but she's unknowingly spreading false information. Disinformation, on the other hand, is false information deliberately spread to deceive or mislead. This is more sinister, as it involves intent to manipulate. This is your conspiracy theorist uncle who's convinced the Earth is flat and the moon landing was filmed on a soundstage. He's not just misinformed, he's actively trying to convince others of his false beliefs. Both are dangerous. Both can spread like wildfire online, and both can have real-world consequences. The impact of these falsehoods can be far-reaching and devastating. We've all seen the headlines. Vaccine hesitancy, fueled by online misinformation, political discourse poisoned by disinformation campaigns, and financial markets swayed by bogus rumors. These are not just abstract concepts. They affect our health, our politics, and our economy. It's time we take this seriously because the stakes are higher than ever. The spread of false information can lead to real harm, from public health crises to political instability. In the age of the internet, a single tweet can go viral in minutes, reaching millions of people before the truth has a chance to put its pants on. The speed at which information travels today is unprecedented. And let's be honest, the truth is rarely as exciting as a juicy lie, is it? Lies often have a sensational appeal that the truth lacks, making them more likely to be shared. But here's the thing. We're not powerless in the face of this onslaught of digital BS. We have tools and strategies at our disposal to combat misinformation and disinformation. We can fight back, but first we need to understand how we got here. Knowing the history and mechanisms behind the spread of false information is the first step in combating it. Buckle up, folks, because it's time for a history lesson. We're going to delve into the origins of misinformation and disinformation and explore how they've evolved with the advent of the internet. Misinformation and disinformation are nothing new. They have been tools of manipulation and control for centuries, shaping the course of history in ways both subtle and profound. They've been around longer than Crocs and are just as unpleasant. Just like an ill-fitting shoe, misinformation can cause discomfort and lead to significant problems. Remember the Trojan horse, classic disinformation campaign. The Greeks used a deceptive gift to infiltrate and conquer the city of Troy, proving that misinformation can be a powerful weapon in warfare. The War of the Worlds radio broadcast that sent listeners into a panic? Misinformation at its finest. Orson Welles' dramatization demonstrated how easily the public could be misled by convincing but false information. Throughout history, those in power have used propaganda and misinformation to manipulate public opinion, demonize enemies, and justify their actions. From the world wars to various political regimes, the strategic use of false information has been a common tactic. From ancient Rome to the Cold War, governments have employed these tactics to great effect, often with devastating consequences. The Cold War, in particular, saw an unprecedented level of psychological warfare, with both sides using misinformation to sway public opinion and gain the upper hand. But the digital age has supercharged the spread of misinformation and disinformation. The internet has made it easier than ever to disseminate false information quickly and widely. With the internet, anyone with a keyboard and an axe to grind can become a publisher, reaching a global audience with a few keystrokes. This democratization of information has its benefits, but it also means that falsehoods can spread like wildfire. And with the rise of social media, echo chambers have formed where people are only exposed to information that confirms their existing beliefs, no matter how outlandish. These echo chambers reinforce biases and make it difficult for people to discern the truth. Add to this the emergence of sophisticated technologies like deepfakes, which can create incredibly realistic but entirely fabricated videos, and the challenge of identifying truth from falsehood becomes even more daunting. And it's clear that we're entering a new era of information warfare. Cyber warfare and digital espionage are now front lines in the battle for truth, with state and non-state actors alike using misinformation as a weapon. The tools of deception have evolved, but the goal remains the same: to sow discord, undermine trust, and manipulate the truth for personal or political gain. The stakes are higher than ever, as misinformation can influence elections, incite violence, and destabilize societies. The question is, what are we going to do about it? As individuals and as a society, we must become more vigilant, critical, and discerning consumers of information. Only by doing so can we hope to combat the pervasive influence of misinformation and protect the integrity of our shared reality.